On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this tutorial video. This is the pre-December gift of the Advent series where I've made or repackaged certain products to gift to one of our design team partners in the Kitaholic team. So my partner is Corinne, and I made this pre-December video for the countdown so that she could display the countdown of sleeps until Christmas for this year and many years to come if she enjoys it, and also to use the tags on each present for the Advent presents. So what I've done is I've got this Ikea frame, and I've totally found this on Pinterest, and I have just looked at the picture and then made it the way I thought that would work. So I have a ring clip, and I just got that from the newsagents, and my idea was to have the clip up the top and the tags to be hanging just at the front so that you could have all 25 of them by the time Christmas came. Now I was trying to work out how it could sit properly, and I put the perspex back in the frame, and this is from Ikea, and they're only like $1.50 or something, and I couldn't fit that ring clip back in. So what I've done is I've cut the perspex down, and that way it gives me a bit of room to add the ring clip into the top. Now I really should have brought a smaller ring clip, but I didn't have time to go back to the newsagents by the time I realised that, but also I just wanted to make sure I had enough room for 25 tags, and was just thinking about not being too excess but making sure it fit. So you've seen me measure, and I say measure in inverted commas because I didn't measure very well at all. And then I realised that if I just use the other piece of perspex, because it's a frame, you're meant to slide a photo in between it, I could measure it so that it sat on top of the frame and would be the right size to sit there and not be encompassed by the frame at all. So cutting that down, just fold it in half so that my corners, I guess, of the tag are even, and I'm just going to try this. I thought I'd keep this part of the process in just because it was trial and error, and you could get the idea of how it could work for you. And you can see now that it sits on top of the frame over the wide edges like a bit without being too bulky. And I'm just trying to do an example. So 24 sleeps, and there's a Christmas tree and some mistletoe and star on top, and then I draw this really bad Santa. Watch this. There's his beard. Lucky I put a Santa hat on him because that gives it away a little. And then for some lamb chop kind of hair. Crazy. Anyway, so cutting out, I just thought the corners on my tag were too, the diagonal was too wide. So then I cut again and try. Now this one's too small, but I'm just going to make sure. So I fold it properly, because then I realised that, of course, I haven't cut straight. So making sure that it is symmetrical. And so cutting that, and then I'm just going to cut the edges just a little bit more at an angle. And this is come back to me, lead pencil apparently. And this is the shape of my tag that I prefer. By all means, find a printable of a tag online. There is many of them. You could use a die, you could use your silhouette machine or scan and cut, whatever you've got. But that is just too much effort for me, even though I've just spent a bit of time trial and error. So I just realised I had to write it out so that I made sure 24 sleeps plus the Christmas Day tag equals 25 tags. So one for each day up until and including Christmas, and starting on the 1st of December with 24 sleeps. So I show you the process of the first making, and then I go through and I've heavily edited 4 hours of footage down to 40 something minutes, just over 40 minutes, and so that you can see me making each of the tags, because they're all very widely different, and that way you can see a close-up of them after each making of them as well. So I'm just using plain white cardstock. I fold it in half, cut 2 at a time, and make sure that I cut 25. Then what I do is I use that piece of cardstock that I've cut and I just use some tape and back it straight onto pattern paper. That way it's 2 layers and is a sturdy tag. Now you could use something sturdier like a cereal box or manila folders if you wanted something a bit more stronger, but I find this cardstock, even though it's not thick cardstock, is just enough to make it sit. It is, the Perspex is behind it, so it's not like it's going to get warped or anything, but I just wanted a bit of strength more than just pattern paper. So on each tag I do have the number and then I write sleep, so it's, you know, this one's going to be 24 sleeps, and that way it just, so that you could have it displayed in your, you know, lounge room, on your table, whatever, for your children, your visitors, yourself. You could just glance at it and know that it means 24 sleeps, rather than if it just said 24 and it was the 1st of December, someone might think it meant the December the 24th, and it would be all obscure to what my thought process was. So I've just put the thickers on some plastic, and I am just going to use this beautiful crepe paper that was in my stash and make a ruffled edge on the bottom. So you could see I put some double-sided tape down, and then I'm just like folding it and folding all the same way, not doing like a what do you call it, concertina fold, I think that's what it is. I'm just basically folding it all over away from my hands, and I'm just going to fix this edge up. I'm not looking for perfection with that, it's more just a ruffled look so that it is a bit of texture and a bit of interest. And I'm going to add this cute little Christmas tree ribbon straight on there, and I do go to cut it flush on the edge of the card, but then I thought it'd be nice to do a fishtail banner. So off we go, and we're just going to fishtail that, and that's looking pretty cute. So I'm going to get this gold twine and I just double it up, and I'm just going to tie a bow to the right side there, and that's going to be that little cluster down the bottom. Pretty simple. So some of these I just do really quickly, some I am not entirely happy with, and others I take a lot of time and had to edit a lot out in terms of my thought process, or trying to go through my enormous Christmas stash and find something that I wanted to add to it. I do, and my thicker stash, because I pulled out my little box, not a little box, I should say. It's a box of thickers, and I've got them laying on their sides, and then so I rifle through them to find which one I wanted. So I'm just outlining the 24 in black, just to add a bit of more definition and make that pop off the page, off the green background. And I just do a line and a couple of dashes, aka an inky quill style, and that just adds a bit of interest to the white. So I do then realise that I do need to put some hole reinforcements on there, just because it will make it sturdier as it hangs, especially the first few that are going to hang there for the whole month. So here's the close-up of the first one, and then we're going to move straight in to 23. So I've cut a lot out. You can see I've already backed the paper and I put the hole reinforcement on there, and I've pulled out this ephemera pack. I was going to go with these houses, and then I found this cute naughty or nice list, and I'm just going to use a peg, tape, attach it right there. I add the names of the family members in her family, and I'm just going to rip this paper. That's the paper that is left from folding over and cutting out the cardstock tags, and that gets used. I just got a little shelf next to me that I've got little offcuts of cardstock so that I could use them for anything I need. And that's a nice little layering piece, and then that's also a spot where I can add my thickers. So 23 sleeps, and I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit of sprinkles as such, some stars, some gold glitter stars. These ones, they look the foam underneath them are yellow, so it's a bit of a very yellowy gold as such. But I do use them on a few of the tags, and that means that they all have that bit of a similarity and look to them. Not many of them, just a couple. And I add this nice cute little red tag, and that's from Pretty Little Studio. So here's a close-up. And we're going to go in. So I think what I've done with the presents that I've wrapped up for Corinne, I've wrapped them up in some butcher paper so that's nice and plain, and then I've just used some twine in different ways. Some are just doubled up in the normal kind of a wrapping, others are wrapped a bit more fancy, and then I just tie the tag on loosely so that she could easily take the tag off without ripping anything and attach it to this display frame. So that piece there is actually from Kiki K book, and it is to make Christmas cards. So you're meant to, it's got perforation, you're meant to perforate it out, rip it out, and then fold it, and then you've got your Christmas card. But I thought I was going to go for the little elf at the beginning, but then I found this one in the gold, and I really love, it just brings me back to childhood, all the reindeer names. And so I just backed that with double layer of white tissue paper, just going to glue it on, overhanging. And the good thing about the tags is that because they're not going in a Project Life pocket, or they're not going in a album, although I guess Corinne could put them in an album if she doesn't like to, if she doesn't fit in with her decor, doesn't want to display, she could put them in and make a tag album or something that she could just store on the shelf. They can overhang the edges of the tag, so they don't have to be within the size of the tag. They can overhang like that was. Gee, that was a lot of rambling to say that one little bit. Now this is one that I'm not entirely impressed with, and it's just I guess really flat, and I probably should have added something bigger and bolder rather than adding that clear sticker from the reject shop and these little thick alphas. And then I do add another clear sticker from the same pack, and then some other stars, little star kind of ornaments. One is a chipboard piece, but compared to my normal clustering and layering and bulkiness, it's just not my favorite. But that's okay. And actually, talking about like favorite, this whole project worked out so much better than what I envisioned. I finished making it 2 o'clock the other night, and I as soon as I finished it, or as I was making it, but as soon as I finished it, I was like, oh, it's just so good. I really want to keep it, but I also really want to gift it because I know others, like that Corinne will really enjoy it, but I really want to keep it, but I really want to gift it. And so luckily I've already committed to it. It's already been sent off to her, but I was just like, I really need to make myself one because I love, love, love it. And it's actually pretty funny because as I record this video to upload on the 30th of November, Corinne has opened her pre-December, is how I labelled that present, and all it's got in there is the frame and the ring clip. There's nothing else in there, and she has no idea what it's for. I haven't told her, but obviously the title of this video will give the clue away to her, but hopefully she enjoys it and loves the concept of it. I think once she realizes what it is, she'll be like, oh, of course, like that totally makes sense. But I just really like that little cheekiness of wrapping the frame, and for her there's no note, there's no message, there's no photo to show her the example, so it's quite funny. So I just used the presents here from that Kiki K book again, and then a cork piece and some tiny word stickers with the red glitter thickers, and then I'm just using a dotted line to outline this card. Pretty. So you can see that there's some good layers to it, but it's really effective. And actually when I cut down that pattern paper, I didn't realize I had kept in the branding strip, but it works so well. And I actually do that twice without realizing. One on the bottom, the branding strip goes on the bottom of the tag, and the second one, the branding strip goes on the right edge of the tag. So that was really, really a good lucky coincidence that it works so well. So this is a nice simple one. I really love this paper. It's a new piece of paper. Maybe it's from Merriam. No. Maybe from, I don't know. I can look it up, I guess. It's got this little, it's all white, glittery kind of embossed. It's so nice. So I didn't want to cover up too much. Added that little doily ephemera and the gold stickers, star stickers and the alphas. And then I'm just using my black ink so that it outlines it a bit. And then I'm rubbing it on the sides so that it does add some black to the edge. So you can see there on the close-up. So that just really makes that pop. And here's another new piece. I'm pretty sure this one, no, pink paisley, pink fresh. I was going to say, and then I was like, no, I'm going to be wrong, don't say it. But I'm pretty sure it's pink fresh. So this is simple. On the same sticker sheet, the Santa and the Merry Christmas, add in my thickers, move Santa over a little because I forgot to be able to give enough room. And then I'm just going to outline so it looks like it's on a black outline, a black tag label. And then I do add in some word stickers because there is some words in the background. So in the pattern paper there's some words. And I just add some words in a few spots just so that it adds a little pop of interest, like the words are part of the background. Like the other words in the pattern paper, rather than it standing out as its own embellishment. So that is really cute. And then we're going to add some things to this. I actually, of all the stash that I have, I do not have enough wood veneer in Christmas theme. I do not know how that has happened. For some reason, I really thought I had lots and lots of wood veneer for Christmas, and apparently that little Ziploc bag, is all the wood veneer I have, and that is just like, it just blows my mind. I really thought I had heaps. I have heaps of every other type of embellishment, but apparently not wood veneer. Anyway, you didn't come, I don't know that you came to watch this video to hear about my wood veneer first world problems. Anyway, some lovely washi. That green glitter washi is cute, and then that Christmas tree red washi. I do fiddle so much with that wood veneer. It stays up there for the whole time, but I move it a few times so much that I have to re-glue it. So adding the numbers in, and then I'm going to add the word sleep in with these stickers here. And then I'm going to, playing again with it, and then I'm like, it just needs to be up there. That's where it belongs. So up it goes, commit to it. And then I'm going to I do add these stars a fair few times. They're just, stars are just Christmas. They're a really good addition to it. I probably should have maybe found some other stars as well to add to the variety of stars, but that's okay. Outlining that little tiny word, and then close up. So you can see, look how simple that is, but how effective and nice. Think about how nice it would be to have it sitting on, like if you have a mantelpiece, or you have, a coffee table with a few other Christmas decorations or something, like it'll just be a really nice home decor, or something to sit in your craft room if that is what she is thinking. And hopefully these videos give you guys some ideas to make some of your own Christmas craft, even if it gives you ideas to make for next year, because obviously these videos are going to go update one day at a time in December. You might not necessarily have time to make your own, but you also might be like me, who does a fair bit of Christmas scrapbooking and stuff at the end of December, early January. So I add those two little cute girls, and I know they're dressed for winter, but they're very cute, so we don't need to dwell on that. But she's got two little girls, so I thought that would be cute to add those stickers from Doodlebug. Just added some alphas, and yes, I know the word sleeps is highly unstraight, but that's okay. So nice little banner, and I think that banner is from the Reject Shop. The Reject Shop had some pretty cool stuff last Christmas. So this is an ornament. It's wood veneer, it's painted on one side, and it just had a piece of string so you could hang it on your Christmas tree. And I do another different project with the same kind of ornaments later in the month for one of her videos, one of her presents. So I'm just going to add it just like wood veneer. I'm going to add a tag underneath it so it has a bit of white space and a bit of something to ground it on that pattern paper. And on it goes. Going to add, some thickers. So you can see that I'm just literally pulling from my stash in terms of thickers. I don't have a pile of, okay, these are Christmas colours, etc. I just am using whatever I think works with that tag that I'm working on. So I sort of, with the mindset of like DIY embellishments, just working on that background one at a time to figure out what works with that, with that background. But then usually you add one piece of ephemera and then the rest is history in terms of you find whatever else you need to add to it. So I thought I'd add another crepe paper ruffled border. This will bring in some of the green. And this is just a nice dotty one. I'm pretty sure I got this crepe paper from the reject shop or a dollar shop. Always when you go to a shop, especially a dollar shop or the reject shop here in Australia, the good thing to do is to look at the party section, the craft section, and the wrapping section, which is often in one of those sections, but if it's not, then seek it out. The party section often has crepe paper, wrapping stuff, tissue paper, decorations that sometimes could be used in your Christmas, well, not just in Christmas, but any scrapbooking and paper crafting. And the party, and that's the party section. The craft section obviously has craft in it, and the wrapping section has ribbon, bows, tissue paper, wrapping paper, gift bags, gift boxes, all those things that can be used in a multitude of ways in paper crafting and scrapbooking. So there's this lovely paper here. This is reject shop paper. I feel like a lot of this stuff is a reject shop, but that's okay because they're really good designs. And also this ephemera here is from the reject shop as well. So I'm going to add the that little flower cluster and the word Noel after I add some black StazOn ink to the edges. And you can see I'm adding them to the edges, but I'm also lightly dusting it across the whole tag so that it adds a bit of that black look to the, well, it's already black, but some of that colouring as well in a different texture. Up on some fun foam for that Noel. And then I'm going to add some more of the blue with these blue glitter thickers, which I do play around with positioning. Some of the time, a lot of what took time with the tags is positioning of the thickers, like writing the number and the word sleeps. Sometimes that's what took more time than actually decorating, which is crazy. But it's true. So I'm going to put these thickers ho 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 down the side. And that is just something cute. I did toy with getting some paint out or a stamp ink out and making them a different colour. But I like how they pop off. Because if I was thinking I could do them in a nice red, but they're not going to pop off that background paper as much as they do now. And I know on video they don't look like they do, but in real life they do pop more than what they look. There's a cute little Santa sticker from Doodlebug, and then just some tiny words, which I do end up moving because I need to put in my thickers, and that little trap space there is where the thickers needed to be. Otherwise, the whole tag would have just been full of words and a Santa sticker rather than being able to see the background, but also having some space for your eyes to rest rather than being overwhelmed. So I just do a black line, not a line, a black, well, it is a line through the alphabet, but in line with the letters rather than lines just randomly on it, just so that the red sticks out a bit more. So there's this nice Kaisercraft ephemera pack with some black and gold that I got a couple of months ago. I know Corinne likes the black and white and the gold, and she likes the red and green as well, as long as they're not, too dark and dingy kind of thing. Well, I believe. correct me if I'm wrong, Corinne, and hopefully I'm on the right path, because I've made quite a few things that might not be so up your alley if this is not working for you. But that's okay. Use some of that silver washi, and that I got from Studio 1440. Is that what it used to be called? Something along those lines. And it closed down. It was disappointing, but there was had lots of stuff, so I just grabbed some grab bags and random stuff. Anyway, gold thickers here. I do use the letter I twice to make the letter number 11, because there was only one letter 1. And I do want to move that cluster of presents over, but it's already glued down and I didn't want to ruin it. So added the thickers up the top and a little gold, no, it's a silver tinsel bow down the bottom. So I found, when I was looking through my little pile of goodness next to me, actually it's not little, but anyway, I found these stickers that have the numbers, and I thought they would have been cool to use on all of them, but that's okay. I actually like the difference that every tag has a different type of numbering system, and so I wanted to use the number 10 on this one and realized that it was red on red, so I just backed it with some pattern paper that I'd used for a different tag, and I'm going to use some more of this cardstock and use it as a layering piece. Add this piece of chipboard, and then I'm going to add the alphabet and the 10 sticker, and not too much more. But did you realize the last couple of numbers of the last couple of tags, even though I was rambling, did you notice that I missed a number? When I was I had all the photos, I was editing the photos and numbering them so that I knew they were in order, because you know how when you're looking at a computer or when it goes in my editing software, it's not always big enough to see, so I could just read the number and say, yep, that's day 19, day 12, whatever. I realized that I forgot to do day 13. So, well, not day 13, but 13 sleeps. I forgot to do that tag. So I'll have to go and whip that up and get that going for her. Obviously, I would remember when I was working through the rest of the presents and wrapping them up, but I was actually really worried that I was going to miss a number. And then when I was going through it at the end, mind you, it was 2:00 in the morning, I was going through, I thought I had them all, it was all done and dusted, but I don't. I even checked the pile later after editing the photos and realised that, yep, I forgot to do the tag 13 sleeps. So this one is really cute. I like this one. I love the pattern paper with the black with the candy canes. I just think that is just really cute, and I know that would be Corinne's style. And so I just wanted to add these cute little houses. I love little clusters of houses, like all the houses are in a neighborhood or on a hillside where you could see you could only see the top of some houses and not the bottom, because the ground's hidden behind other houses. So that's the look I was going for, and I finally, after juggling them all and making sure my title of Merry Christmas could fit, I fit them in a way that I like. So just adding in this chipboard piece. I believe it's chipboard. No, it's a sticker, because it's Simple Stories from the sticker sheet. And then I don't add too much more to it. In fact, I think I only add the words 9 sleeps, or the number 9 and the word sleeps, and that is it, because it's just so cute. Cute. Yeah. So hopefully this is inspiring you and getting you in the mood for December daily and giving you some ideas, because even though maybe you don't want to do this project, but maybe it's given you some ideas for layering and adding, different parts of different products from different places and different collections together to form one project. So I like these. They're very cute, and I've realized the first one that I clipped on, it didn't stay together in the postage, so luckily Corinne was able to fix it, but I will go and glue these down just to make sure that they do stay, not the pegs, but the pieces of ephemera. So this is like super simple. Adding the title, adding those 2 pieces of ephemera, the tag and the Christmas tree with the pegs, and this word sticker, and that's going to be that page. So cute. I just like that sticker there. It sort of tied in that and made that space next to the 8 and between the 8 and the tree work rather than it looking like it was out of place. This is the other tag that incorporated the branding strip without me realizing, but so handy that it did. I write the word 7 sleeps up the vertical way outside of it, and it's just a cute little a different way of doing the tags. The thing is, even though it wasn't overly hard because I was in the mojo for scrapping, but I was worried that making 25 tags that I wouldn't get enough variety for my liking. But I think I did well in that department. So 7 sleeps, and I'm just going to use these cute stickers, and I'm going to use a lot of gingerbread men, and that's just going to be a nice little cluster. Make it look like it's the pattern paper going up the side there. This is so cute. Whoop. There we go. Like I said, overhanging them a little, but not enough to make it, to make it annoying. Going to use this chipboard piece, this chipboard frame, and I add another chipboard piece that says something I cannot see with all the gold foiling from here, just believe. And then I didn't like the fact that it was overhanging, and I didn't want to cut it down, but I wanted it to overhang, so I needed to back it so that it didn't look like there was a hole in the frame where the tag finished and the frame kept going. So I'm just going to use this green piece of paper again, and that's going to add a pop of the green. I just like that little, because the green's not that horrible green. I know there's a few tones on there, but they're actually nice tones. It makes it's like fringing kind of look on that paper. I actually like the green on the background of the tag. That tone goes in with those tones, and then the pink and the blue. So it's sort of like a pastel color combination, and I'm just going to use these gold. They're probably snowflakes, but we're going to call them stars, Corinne, okay? They're stars, because obviously it doesn't snow here in Australia at Christmas time. It does snow, but not at Christmas time. And then, although it doesn't snow where Corinne lives. And we're going to write 6 sleeps in that little frame. Position them all the way I want them. And that's it. Didn't need to do too much. Just gonna, my glue's still a little bit wet, and so it moved a little. So hopefully this is, I've already said that. I don't need to tell you again. Hopefully this is inspiring you and is interesting. I did toy with the idea of not showing you all of the tags of how I made them, but because they're all so vastly different, and because I was able to edit it down, so they're just little snippets of how I made them rather than the whole, like I said, 4 odd hours. Even when I sped up the footage, it was still like over an hour and a half. But that's okay, because I managed to edit it out, because obviously you don't need to see me gluing it onto pattern paper and then cutting it out. You just need me to see the embellishing. So this was music, written music on, what is it called? Sheet music on kind of a background pattern paper. So it was nice to add that jingle bells, add the 5 sleeps at the top to balance it, and then I'm just going to add 2 a heart and a star cluster, like little sprinkling to the top where it starts to say jingle, and then that little space there in between the 2 words of writing. I just changed the colours over because I'm going to add a gold, and I didn't want the gold and the yellow in the same spot. So that's, like I said, it's not using up heaps and heaps, but at times you do have a few things on each page. So I'm just going to outline this black paper with my paint pen, which wasn't working the best to write at that moment, but that's okay. This one I really hated for such a long time. I did put this big, massive felt foam kind of glittery word down the bottom, and I didn't like it, and then I pulled it off and it left such a big space, but also some residue from the glue. And then I decided to add the crepe paper. I layered up obviously the green up the top just flat, and then the red in a ruffled look, and that way it adds a bit of interest to the page, because the pattern paper is pretty plain. I moved down this tinsel silver star. No, that's not a star, it's a bow. And then I also moved down the title so that the top half of the tag is where the lovely space is, and then down the bottom is where everything is happening. And then I'm just going to add some hearts up the top there just to draw your eye around the whole page, I guess. It just needed something up there. It didn't just needed something to finish it. And I could have put something down the bottom, but when I found those hearts, I knew that they needed to be up the top, and that's where it belonged. So I just dug into my box of ephemera, and I'm using this file folder looking ephemera piece, and then this Merry Christmas, which I'm going to use as a layering piece. I pull out a couple of more, trying to work out exactly what I want to do with this cluster, and I don't end up putting up that ute and the tree. Instead, I'm sticking this down, and then I stick down this quote and use all the other pieces as some layering pieces rather than their own little thing. So I think that goes really nicely together. It adds all those pops of colours, but is also not like the bright red and green that a lot of the other cards have been. So I'm just using, I love this pen. It's a Gelosity pen from Bic, and I find pens and I stick to them and won't use other pens unless I absolutely have to. But these pens I will, spend a lot of money on, but also just love for I just want to write more because of these pens. So I've got this black one sitting in my stash in the scrap room just so that I can use it for journaling and outlining, and it just is amazing. The only place I've found them so far is Woolworths. When I went to Officeworks, they didn't have them even, and I was like, that's really odd. So hopefully I can find them in other places, because if they're in more than one shop, usually the price will become a better situation. I did buy them originally when they were on sale, which is always how they get you. But I and like I said, willing to pay a bit for them because they are really good pens. But for the red, the black and the blue pack, I paid, I think, $9. So $3 each for a pen is not bad at all for a quality pen. Obviously, I'm not going for the 24 pack of pens that run out after you write 12 words. So just use a whole pile of stickers on that one. Nothing terribly tricky. This one, it's like the worst card, I think. I'm sorry, Corinne. If you really don't like it, let me know and I will redo it. Not the same, obviously. I will just do it differently. The concept of it is nice, as in having these circles on top of the striped paper, but then I had to add the words "one sleep" on there, and then I just made it a huge title and wrote "one more sleep," and just made I don't know, a mess of it. I think it's just too much. It's probably everyone's favorite. I don't know, and it's probably just me being silly, but that's just how that's how I feel. I don't know, it looks nice here. Look, so this looks really nice. And that would be cute to have just like that. But then instead of fitting the words "one sleep" in that place where the sleep is and just having a small title, I just go crazy and write one more sleep. And I could have just picked up that, maybe that's what needs to happen. That heart sticker in the middle needs to come off. Maybe that will make it less crazy. So here we're going to go, this is the Christmas Day one. And because yesterday, that last tag, sorry, is the one more sleep. So this is the one that's Christmas Day that you display. So for the Advent, we are doing the 24 days to count down to Christmas, but then also, you know, like a Christmas Day present to open. So I did, and plus you don't take down your decorations on Christmas Day. So you don't want it to say one more sleep when it's actually Christmas Day. You want it to say Christmas Day or Merry Christmas. So adding in some of this washi, it's stickers, not really washi stickers, it's actually just stickers in the shape of washi, and this lovely puffy Santa. I did try this word Christmas, and I put some glitter washi on there to see if that would work better, and then it doesn't even doesn't work as well. But then I found this sticker instead. So I add this sticker that says Merry Christmas, and then in the puffy Santa back on there, and that just works much better. I'm going to add this little cluster up the top, this sticker, so it's cute. It's actually nice when sticker sheets have those little clusters like that. Makes all the effort like there's no effort. It makes it look like you've given effort, but you haven't at all. So just going to add some word stickers, and I do add a fair few down here, and then we're going to see the close-up of it, and the project is done. So there's a little bit of footage of me like flipping through them, but not very much because I forgot to film it before I started sending off presents. I wasn't very smart in that regard. Anyway, I hope you liked it, and come back and join me tomorrow for when I start making the presents. Bye!
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me two turtles.